say home is where the heart is, but home is also where the health is. Hi friends, welcome back to the homestead. If you are new here, my name is Lynn and welcome. And today we're in the kitchen, but we're not going to be cooking or baking because today's video is part of a collaboration that I have joined that is hosted by Ginger at Not For Nothing Homestead and Megan at Megan's Fearless Adventures. And there's going to be a playlist for this collaboration. I will link it down below in the description box, along with links to both Ginger and Megan's channels. So thank you ladies for inviting me to join the collaboration. And the collaboration is home is where the health is. And that sentence I could not agree with more personally. For those of you who are new, I am a 4-time cancer survivor. And after my first diagnosis with cancer, I really started getting serious about not only reading the ingredients in the food that we were eating, which is very important, but I also started looking at the ingredients of things that I was using every day to clean my home or put on my body. And friends, let me tell you, I was shocked and quite frankly appalled at some of the things I was using to clean my home for my family that was essentially poison. Some of the things I was using have actually been linked to one of the types of cancer I had. I've had 3 types of cancer, and one of those was I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma type C cancer twice. And one of the products I was using was actually causing, or it's been known to cause lymphoma cancer. They're actually doing more studies on it, but it's certainly linked to it. And I won't say what it is because I'm not sure if I could get into trouble for that, but it was a very popular spray that you use on furniture to freshen things up. And I used it a lot. We had dogs, we still have dogs, that are allowed to be in our furniture, and they would make them smelly, so I would spray them pretty much daily and wait for it to dry, and then we would sit on those. And you actually hear where I live, you cannot put those empty bottles in the recycling box. They actually have to be dropped off at the hazmat center. So that should tell you right there. It's probably not the greatest. So I started doing some investigating and I started making some of my own cleaning products. I have shared before cleaning products I just use vinegar and I put leftover oranges or limes or lemons, usually citrus. I've also used lavender and other herbs that I think smell wonderful. Lemon balms, lime balms, orange, just about any herb you like, rosemary, mints, any herbs you like you can use and put them in your vinegar, let them sit for as long as possible, and when they stop smelling so vinegary, they're great to start cleaning with. You don't have to wait for them to smell better to clean with, but I like them to smell better. And I've shared that before, but today I'm going to share 2 things that we're making, a couple of things that you can purchase that I believe help make you healthy, and one thing that is absolutely free that helps you be healthier. So the first thing, we're gonna make perfumes. Let's talk about perfumes. Perfumes are one of those things that I discovered were insanely toxic and full of chemicals, most of which I cannot even pronounce. The few I can pronounce I know aren't great. Benzene and styrene, those are 2 not the greatest things that we should be putting on our bodies. And the multiple of chemicals that goes into making a perfume, there's a lot. And a lot of them have been known to cause headache, depression, asthma, migraines, skin irritations, eczema, allergies, hypersensitivity, breast cancer, lymphoma cancers, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Sorry, I'm looking down because it's a lot to remember. Liver and thyroid issues. It's also been known to cause reproductive problems and teratogenic toxicity effects, which essentially is birth defects in babies whose mothers are using perfumes while pregnant. That is shocking to me. And I don't primarily use a lot of perfume, especially from April to October, because I feel like I'm just inviting the bugs to come have lunch. So I don't use it. But in the colder months, I tend to like to use a little bit, especially on date nights, just, to spruce up a little bit. And it's so easy to make your own with very good ingredients. It's cheaper. You can customize them to any scents you like. It takes just a few seconds to make them. And yeah, it's customizable, so you can use whatever scents, essential oil scents that you want. And there's lots of information out there on how to make perfumes using fruits, herbs, etc. I will be using essential oils because I find it's the easiest. And like I said, I don't wear it a lot, so this is perfect for me. I will make it now because we are in April, and the longer you let it sit, the better it is. So I'll let this sit now for the next few months until I want to use some. So this is what you need. This is how I make my perfume. You'll need distilled water, witch hazel, and I am using the unscented witch hazel. A dark bottle is best because it helps keep the light out. If you don't have a dark bottle, you can use a white bottle, but it is better to have an amber or dark blue or just a dark colored bottle. A funnel, I find, just makes it a little less messy. Some essential oils, I'll be using 3 here today that I like together. I use rosemary, clearly sage, and sweet orange. I like these 3 together, okay? And that's all you need. In my measuring cup, I have 2 tablespoons of the witch hazel, 2 tablespoons of distilled water. I am going to add 10 drops, if I can open it, 10 drops of the rosemary. Like seriously, open, okay? And I'm going to add just 5 drops of the sage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to add 10 drops of the sweet orange. Okay, and we are going to stir them together. Okay, we're just going to give these a stir. So you want to store your perfume in a dark place. The bathroom is probably one of the worst places to store this, okay? So I have mine in my bedroom on my dresser near the back so it doesn't get a lot of light. You need to let this sit at least 7 days to make sure all the scents kind of incorporate with the witch hazel and the distilled water, and up to 6 weeks is preferable. And this should just about, and that is perfect. So those amounts I gave you fit this size bottle. I am not 100% sure what size this is. When I find out, I'll put it up here so you'll see what that is. And there we go. So we're just gonna let this sit at least 7 days. Like I said, I don't plan on using this for a while. And there we go. You can also use this as a room spray. It doesn't have to be perfume. You can use this as a room spray. You can use this as your furniture spray. So as you can see, it's customizable. You can use any essential oils that you like together. You can make just one. Lavender. I use the lavender one just by itself because our daughter loves lavender and it smells wonderful, and it's a great room spray. It helps calm you. So, okay, and that's it. That is it for your own perfume. Now, because I don't use perfume a lot, I've had my other perfumes last a year and they still smell fine. They don't smell rancid or anything. So I know this is gonna last me at least a year. One of my absolute favorites is to put cinnamon, essential oil cinnamon, in with the witch hazel and the distilled water all by itself, and it smells so good. My husband likes that smell too. And that's one of my best smells. And it's great in the fall and Christmas time too to use as a room spray. But pennies. This is pennies. I mean, what's one bottle of perfume too nowadays? They're crazy expensive. And this is, I promise you, this is much, much better for your health than the ones that you are buying, okay? The next thing we're gonna talk about is something that I have purchased. And this is one of my most favorite items to use. And it's definitely one that helps my mental health a lot, because I believe mental health is just as important as physical health. So I have shared recently that I struggle with anxiety and depression. I have for pretty much most of my life. And living in the climate that we do in the colder months of the year here, I definitely struggle with depression more so than even during the spring and summer, mainly because we don't see the sun a lot. And like most people in this climate, SAD, seasonal affect disorder, is definitely a major contributor to depression. Buying this little happy This is actually my second one because I wore out my first one. Lightbox has been one of the best investments. They're really, I mean, you can get very, very expensive ones. This one was around, I think, 20-something dollars, and I can link it down below for anyone who's interested. I like it because it does have a nice flat stand. It has many settings. I'm just gonna show you real quick. So we turn it on. Woo! Yes, it is very bright. You can even have it brighter and brighter and brighter. You can have it on a timer if you want. Here, let me turn that off. There we go. You can put it on a timer, and it also has different kinds. This is one of my favorites. This one I feel is more like natural light. Then you've got like the kind of the warm light, and it gets a little warmer, but I definitely like the natural light one. This has been a game changer and helping. I can always tell when I need to sit down and take a few minutes, and you only need 10-20 minutes, that's it, sitting in front of this. I can always tell when it's time to do it again because I can feel the depression starting to lie to me and the anxiety building up. It's definitely worth, like I said, it's not that expensive, and every dollar you do spend on it, I believe, is fully worth the investment because mental health is health. And it's just as important to take care of our mental health as it is our physical well-being. So that is another way that I have a healthy home is with my light box. The next thing that I investigated when I wanted to have a cleaner and healthier home, well, I wanted to have a healthier home and still have it be clean, I looked into the cleaning wipes that I was using to clean my home. And, you know, let's just face it, when you have kids, the wipes are definitely much more convenient to cleaning quickly, and they help too. They tend to want to clean if it's an easier way to clean. So I love the wipes, but again, I was finding out the chemicals weren't so great. I was also finding that you really needed to almost soak your surface that you were wiping down with the liquid from the wipes in order to really disinfect. And I also found the price, especially lately, has grown substantially higher. They are not cheap. They're also not great for our environment. Those cloths don't break down at all. Please don't flush them. They are not flushable. They don't break down. So I said, there has to be a better way. There is. Homemade cleaning wipes. And these, if you thought the perfume was easy, these are even easier. You will need distilled water, peroxide, and it's not mandatory, but an essential oil of your choice for whatever scent you would like to make these cleaning wipes. You will also need some flannel cotton squares cut into any shape you would like, and a container to hold the wipes. Now, this is flannel that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I already have cut several squares out of each piece of fabric for reusable paper towels. Again, those are great too because they're healthy for your budget. But these were not quite this. This is what was left over when I was done, and some of them were not as big as the others. So I am going to use these as my wipes. You can use paper towel. Again, paper towel has grown substantially, and you only get one use out of the paper towel, whereas after you use one of these, you throw it into your wash machine and reuse them again and again. You obviously want to use flannel. Cotton is not going to absorb the liquid and wipe anything. You're just gonna have it smear everywhere. I have used pinking shears around the edges, and not very straight, I will add, because it'll just help them from fraying, but you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. And I just picked up this container, at the Dollar Tree. So in here, I already have 3/4 cups of distilled water, 3/4 cups of peroxide, and I'm going to add probably like 20 or more. I'm not even counting, and I think that is good. And I am using tangerine. Again, you can use anything you want. Tea tree oil is a good one to put in here too because it's also a natural disinfectant. The peroxide is going to be doing a lot of disinfecting, so I'm not too worried about it. I just love the smell of orange when I'm cleaning because it smells clean to me. So we are going to give this a little stir. I might have too many cloths here, but that's okay. And you can just keep refilling the peroxide, the water, the essential oil Just keep topping it off to keep these wet. Okay, and we are going to put in 1 cloth. If you have little ones at home and you buy the Pampers wipes with the container with the pop top, you don't even have to buy this container, you can just recycle. I think I'm going to get maybe 6 in here, maybe more, and I might just top it up with a little more peroxide and water, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to put about another 1/2 cup of peroxide and about another 1/2 cup of distilled water. If you don't have distilled water, you can use tap water that you boil and let cool, and that will boil out any impurities or anything that you might have in your water. And I think I'm going to be able to get all of these in here. So I got all this fabric for, I think, $5, because I bought, I think, 4 rolls at $1.50, I think they were. And like I said, I got, I think, oh my goodness, 15 maybe paper towels out of them, and I'm going to get quite a few. I've lost count, but I think it's at least the same, 15 of these reusable. And I won't have to buy those wipes again. Healthy on the budget and much healthier for cleaning. You won't even need gloves to clean unless you just, you know, peroxide can still be a little bit drying for some people, so if you still want to, but, and there we go. And I think we don't need to add any more liquid. I think we're good. We might need to, after these have sit for a bit, add a little bit more peroxide in the distilled water. This smells so good. It smells just like somebody peeled an orange. Cover, and there we go. Healthy cleaning wipes for your home. The next to the last thing I want to mention, part of it is free and part of it is something that actually David purchased for me, and it's become one of my favorite items to use. Last year especially, I was so busy between filming my channel and preserving and growing food and all the other things that just come with a busy life with 2 busy children. I was burning out fast, and I am the type of personality that I don't like to sit and rest until my task is done, my list is done, and that is a detriment to me because I do have back problems and I have feet and leg problems, thank you chemotherapy, and standing on them for long periods of time it was killing me. The pain was immense. So I finally said, Lynn, you need to take a break no matter whether the task is done, whether you still have a couple of things left on your to-do list. You need to take 20 minutes every day and just sit. And I was doing that and noticing a huge difference in just a couple of days. Just a couple of days. The pain was better. It was still there, I'm not gonna lie, but it was certainly not as debilitating as it had been. And I felt mentally better. And I was telling David about it. And he says, oh, really? So he picked me up and he surprised me with this sleep mask. It's 100% washable too. What's cool about this is it has inside a jelly little mask that you warm up in the microwave, and it feels so, I love having warm on my eyes. I have eye problems too. He also got it for that. So I use that when I'm taking my 20-minute break. And what the other cool thing about it is there's a speaker in here, and if you can see here, it has preloaded music, which some of it is just beautiful to listen to, and it also has sound effects like ocean waves, a ticking of a clock, which that is not soothing to me. That would drive me crazy. But I think it has 10 preloaded songs and 10 preloaded sound effects, but it's also Bluetooth capable. So sometimes when I want to take a little longer than 20 minutes, I hook this up to my YouTube music and pick, there's so many out there. I'll link down below some of my favorite ones that are like 11 hours long that have beautiful soothing music. I put this on and I'll show you, it's very comfortable. Wrap it around and I sit for my 20 minutes with my mask on, and the difference has been crazy. Just 20 minutes every day, and and now I don't even have to force myself. I actually look forward to hurry up and finishing a task so I can go take my 20 minutes. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is getting enough of vitamin D. And the way that I do this when I'm not just outside is free. It costs nothing. But first, I just want to mention how important vitamin D is to you. I didn't even realize how important it was, again, until I was diagnosed with cancer the first time. And living in Canada, we are very vitamin D deficient here because we just don't see the sun as maybe some other parts of the world do in those later months of the year. And it's not just about mood, though that is certainly, and depression, that is certainly very important. Vitamin D helps the growth and development of your bones and teeth. It also provides improved resistance to certain diseases. It decreases their chance of heart disease. It reduces the risk of multiple sclerosis. It reduces the likelihood of severe illnesses such as respiratory distress. It also helps support your immune health. People who do not have enough adequate vitamin D are at risk of infections and autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, type 1 diabetes, and inflammatory bowel disease. I mean, obviously there's other things that play into that, but vitamin D is important in helping to maybe prevent them, or even help, if you already have those, help you maybe not have as many flare-ups or problems. It also helps regulate your mood and can reduce depression. They're even studying it to see if they believe it helps support weight loss. My oncologist has also told me that they have found in studies that vitamin D taken regularly, or getting enough of it, or taking it as a vitamin supplement, can actually help prevent certain cancers from even ever happening, and also from making sure while you are getting treated, it helps battle cancer. He said, this is from my oncologist, who is one of the best oncologists in North America. Like, I'm not just saying that because I love him. He actually has won that award. So that is also very important. And there are other ways you can get vitamin D other than taking a supplement. You can get it from salmon, sardines, herring, canned tuna, cod liver oil, beef liver, and egg yolks. I'm going to admit, majority of them, other than the egg yolks, I don't care for. The easiest way, and it's free, and it's one of the best ways to get it, is from good old Mr. Sun. And one of the best ways I get it, honestly, is without even having to go outside and worry about sunburn. It's sitting in my chair with Lily. She loves the sun too. We have these big picture window in our living room, and I open those windows, friends, and I just sit there and just bask in the sun and let it just hit me. And it feels so good. And I try and sit there as long as I can, at least 20 minutes, sometimes longer, because sometimes I fall asleep. Who am I kidding? I must always fall asleep. And it's free. And that is one of the best ways you can be healthy, is making sure you are getting enough vitamin D. So that is just a few of the ways that we have a healthy home. I do believe a home is where the health is. I think it does start at home. I think being more aware of the chemicals and things that are in not only what we're consuming, but like I said, what we are putting on our bodies is just as important. And it might surprise you to see, or it might not, some of the chemicals that are in things that you didn't think would be there. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. We try our best. Some days we're more successful than others. We try to do an 80-20 rule, where we're really good 80% of the time and we fall off the wagon 20% of the time. And every day is a new day to try. It's never too late to try to implement one or all of these things. And please make sure that you are taking care of your mental health. I am a huge advocate for mental health, not only because of myself, my 2 children, but my husband also has PTSD from his 30 years service in the military, and some of the awful places that he has been, and some of the awful things he has seen. And I cannot tell you how important it is to make sure your mental health is a priority along with your physical health. Usually they kind of go together too. If you're eating better, your mental health tends to be better. And if you are making sure you're not exposed to chemicals that are making your mental health worse, that's important too. Again, thank you to Ginger and Megan for inviting me into this collab. It's definitely one that I can get behind and I believe wholeheartedly. Again, there'll be a playlist down below of everybody's wonderful channels. Some even have some healthy recipes that I can't wait to try. And I will also link Ginger and Megan's channel so you can check them out. Until then, friends, take care, God bless, stay healthy, and we'll see you all soon.